The road to WrestleMania 42 is filled with tension, unfinished business, and deeply personal rivalries, and one of the most intense feuds heading into the grand stage revolves around Dominik Mysterio and Finn Balor. What started as a breakdown within a dominant faction has now transformed into a full-blown collision course, and as WrestleMania approaches, there's a growing sense that something far more dangerous could emerge, something that Dominik may not be ready for. This entire situation began to unravel when Dominik Mysterio lost the Intercontinental Championship to Penta on an episode of Raw. At the time, Dominik was still aligned with the Judgment Day, a faction that had become known for its unity and willingness to bend the rules when necessary. But during that crucial match, something unexpected happened. Finn Balor, who had always been a key figure in the group, chose not to interfere and help Dominik retain the title. That decision changed everything. For Dominik, it wasn't just about losing the championship, it was about betrayal. In his eyes, Balor had failed him at the moment it mattered most. The trust that once held the Judgment Day together began to crack, and those cracks quickly turned into fractures. Tensions escalated rapidly. What followed was a shocking turn of events that saw Balor being ambushed by members of his own faction. The very group he helped build turned against him, and just like that, Finn Balor was out, removed, exiled. The Judgment Day moved forward without him, now under the influence of Dominik Mysterio and his new direction. But Balor wasn't going to let that betrayal slide. Weeks later, during Dominik's rematch against Penta for the Intercontinental Championship, Balor made his presence felt in a way that nobody could ignore. Just as it looked like Dominik might reclaim the gold, Balor interfered and cost him the match. It was a calculated move, a message sent loud and clear. This wasn't over. This was personal. Now, with WrestleMania 42 on the horizon, the stage is set for these two former allies to finally settle their differences. But as the anticipation builds, there's an even bigger question looming over this match. What version of Finn Balor is going to show up? Because if history has taught us anything, it's that Balor has another side. A darker side. A more dangerous side. A side known as the Demon. The Demon is not just a character, it's an evolution. It's a transformation that has defined some of the most memorable moments in Balor's career. First introduced in 2016, the Demon quickly became one of the most visually striking and psychologically intimidating personas in WWE. With elaborate body paint, an intense presence, and an aura that felt almost supernatural, the Demon was something entirely different from the Finn Balor fans were used to seeing. And it worked. Balor achieved one of the biggest milestones of his career with this persona when he captured the Universal Championship. It was a moment that cemented his status as a top-tier superstar. However, that triumph came with a heartbreaking twist, as an injury forced him to vacate the title just one day later. Since then, the Demon has appeared only on rare occasions. After 2021, Balor moved away from the persona, choosing instead to compete as a more grounded, realistic version of himself. But now, with everything that has happened, the betrayal, the humiliation, the loss of his place in the Judgment Day, there's a growing feeling that the Demon could return. And if it does, Dominik Mysterio could be in serious trouble. The speculation intensified recently during commentary on WWE Main Event, when Vic Joseph made a statement that immediately caught the attention of fans. While discussing the upcoming WrestleMania match between Balor and Dominik, he hinted at the possibility of a demonic mind coming into play. That one phrase was enough. Fans began to connect the dots. Could this be a subtle tease, a hidden clue, an early sign that WWE is planning something big for this match? If the Demon returns at WrestleMania 42, it would completely change the dynamic of the encounter. Because Dominik Mysterio, for all his confidence and arrogance, has never faced that version of Finn Balor before. He has dealt with Balor as a competitor, as a mentor, and eventually as an enemy. But the Demon is something else entirely. It's unpredictable. It's relentless. And it doesn't hold back. Dominik's rise within WWE has been fueled by his attitude, his willingness to take shortcuts, and his ability to manipulate situations to his advantage. He has grown into one of the most talked-about figures in the company, embracing his role and thriving in it. But at WrestleMania, all of that might not be enough. Because you can't manipulate something that thrives on chaos. You can't outsmart something that operates on instinct. And you definitely can't prepare for something you've never faced before. That's what makes this match so compelling. It's not just about revenge. It's not just about pride. It's about identity. For Finn Balor, this is an opportunity to remind the world who he truly is, to show that he is more than just a former member of the Judgment Day, to prove that he still has the ability to dominate on the biggest stage. And if that means unleashing the demon, then so be it. For Dominik Mysterio, this is a test. A test of how far he has come. A test of whether he can stand on his own without the safety net of his faction. A test of whether he can survive when things don't go his way. Because WrestleMania is different. It's where stories reach their climax. It's where moments become history. And it's where legacies are defined. As the countdown continues, the anticipation keeps building. Fans are watching closely, waiting for any sign, any hint, any clue about what might happen when these two finally meet in the ring. Will Finn Balor bring back the demon? Or will he face Dominik as himself, relying on skill and experience alone? Either way, one thing is certain. This match is going to be intense. Because when betrayal, revenge, and identity collide on the grandest stage of them all, the result is always something unforgettable. And for Dominik Mysterio, the biggest question remains. Is he ready to face his past? Or more importantly, is he ready to face the demon?